Then we take a look at it with the committee and make some evaluations and come back to the board. There simply is no way that we could just justify to say do business with this one party when there are multiple people out there who might be interested in making a proposal, some of which could come from even outside the county. So it seems to me the most logical process is the request for proposals process, not looking for bids, but evaluate proposals on the best alternatives for the county in an open marketplace where we have a free-flowing exchange of information. If somebody comes up and requests for one piece of information, it's shared with everybody that makes is interested in making that proposal. So those are the kind of things the board can be helpful for us to, if you want to give direction that we pursue a proposal like that. DOT then becomes a proposer no different than anybody else that's out there, and we all share information and develop that. We have to get some basic information from them, but we have to be careful because some of the information, as you heard today, they may disagree with, and if we're going to have a fair and open process, we want the outside parties to also be able to feel like they had equal opportunity to all the information, that this wasn't a proprietary venture.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Mr. Koufax.
I would concur. I think that's what has been bothering me about this process all along. But I continue to have the problem with how much of an effort would it take to actually put out an RFP. If Mr. Ward had not come forward with this idea, probably we would not have said, you know, one of the things we want to do this year is spend some money we don't have preparing an RFP. And as you well know, preparing an adequate RFP is a job in of itself. That is what I think is necessary, the openness of it, the ability to look at each and every element in a competitive situation. If there are multiple applicants or applications, or proposals. The question I put to the board is, or I put to, I guess, to our CEO. You've had some experience with this. What kind of money would we be thinking about making available to general services or transportation or whatever entities in order to get a decent RFP out there? I see some folks over there wondering, as I am.
Well, it is, to do it right, it is complex, and we would probably need at least some basic advice from an outside consultant to help us draft the RFP. We can certainly provide the information. Our GSA director just texted me, emailed me, and said, you know, thanks a lot. One more project that you add to my list here, because every day I give her another project to do for that agency, and that's a bigger concern. You know, I can fund a consultant somewhere. We can come up with some money to do that, but it will take a significant amount of staff time, both on the part of DOT staff and GSA staff and executive office staff to do a proposal like this. Does that mean that because it's going to take staff time, we shouldn't pursue it? No. These kind of ventures are somewhat expensive. You know, if I had to guess, you know, maybe you could get a consultant to look at all of this stuff for maximum budget of $20,000 to help you put together an RFP. I'm not certain, but I know before my time at Calaveras, and so I can't claim any credit for it, what they did a long time ago to solve their solid waste problems is they enacted a parcel fee. And their parcel fee is $125 per parcel. And that's on every parcel in the county. That generates about $3 million a year. They don't have any problems. They operate a whole series of transfer facilities throughout the whole county, and there literally is no cost to people to use that facilities. So there are models out there, I think, that work and supply services. I go to this spot here in Ukiah myself, and you know, the guy apologizes to me when I have a small load to drop off, and I tell him, you know, I'm just glad that I can give you a job and I can get rid of this stuff that I have no use for. There are those of us out there that, we collect junk in our society, and someone's got to get rid of that junk for us. And if it involves private enterprise to help us in that process, that's a good thing. It provides jobs for everybody. So I certainly think it's a worthy proposal for us to undertake and take a look at.
Thank you. Let's see, Supervisor Pinches, and then Mr. Ward had a comment.
Well, it sounds good, but it won't work. First of all, the county of Mendocino don't have a contract of where they get rid of the waste disposal. We have 2 outfits in this county that, and there's 2 franchise agreements that we can't ignore. So to go out for a proposal, I mean, it's going to come down to 2 companies anyway, Solid Waste of Willits and Waste Management, because those are our 2 franchise holders in this county. Now, so why don't we negotiate with those 2 companies? Because we're tied to them anyway. And even if the Solid Waste Department of Mendocino County comes in with some bid and says, hey, we're lower than Waste Management or Solid Waste of Willits, those 2 companies are going to say, well, good luck, Mendocino County, where are you going to haul it? Then you got to buy trucks and you got to go in the whole business. We're going backwards. We've been happy with 2 solid waste, or 2 franchise holders in this county for years. Their track record has been proven, their job performance, their rates have been fair and very well monitored. They've been paying their franchise agreements. They've been paying their money to MSWA. All we're asking is to take, in my opinion, the very next step. Let's sit down and negotiate with them. We always can do business the way we're doing. We don't need a study. We know what. I can go back in the last 10 years' budget books and show you. That's a good study of how we've been doing business and what the net county cost has been. Let's see if we can do better. That's all I'm saying. Let's see if they can, as Mr. Ward said, let's give them the numbers. Every number we have, you can go to the auditor and get just about every expense that's ever been made. That's not a problem, There's some things, for instance, the cost of the county of the $300 and over $50,000 for the injury. That was a little bit hard to research, took a little extra effort, but the numbers are all there. That was a cost of the taxpayers. But let's just see what a proposal is. I mean, but I think we have to include Waste Management along with Solid Waste of Willits. But the fact of the matter is, we, Mendocino County, we don't have the ability to get rid of our trash. We got 2 companies in this company that hauls it. Not only do they haul it, they got the contract at the landfills. We don't have a contract. And frankly, I don't think you're going to beat the rates that they have at the landfill. So, it's a public-private partnership here we have. But we've got 2 companies that's been operating in this county. It's not like we have a predatory company that's coming in and trying to screw the people in Mendocino County. Quite the contrary. I think we've been doing well here. Let's just take the next step. To me, it's just it's not a big issue. We don't need to hire consultants. My God, if we can't turn over 2 or 3 or 4 transfer stations to the private sector without hiring consultants, then we ought to all be fired.
Thank you for your passion, Supervisor Pinches. And Mr. Ward, please.
Well, he stole most of my thunder. For the last 20 years, these contracts for these container sites have gone out to bid, and there's only been 2 people to bid on them. So going out, there's no outside people interested. They're too remote. There's not enough volume. You're not going to see hundreds of people, tens of people coming in and bidding on them. And if the Solid Waste Division wants to bid on it as an open bid thing, are they going to go buy trucks, deal with CARB, the California Air Resource Board, and to get drivers and stuff? I don't see that. They're going to go right back to putting it out to bid for haulers to come in and bid on the hauling part of it. So we're back to here where we are today.